I think we'll handle them there at Hugh Hamilton Stadium. I think it'll be a tough game. It's always tough in the Smoky Mountain Conference. There's no games that are easy.
Swain's got a home game, so I think they're going to be tough to beat at Swain.
Yeah, they will.
So I think they'll probably win that. I think the Smoky Mountain Conference is going to sweep the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, I do too.
And it's going to get a little bit tougher.
That's the plan anyway.
It's going to get a little bit tougher next week with some of the teams I've looked at that are coming up. Murphy's probable opponent next week, Winston-Salem Prep. They're 7-14, but they've got a quarterback, probably the best athlete I've seen all year.
Yeah, well,
he's good, but that's another thing. Oh, we've got to mention about Mr. Bryant over here. What was that pick about? What was that white team that plays up in that slow conference up north?
the real slow conference. That was Penn State. Yeah, Penn State. Yeah.
I think that Golden Gopher got a hold of him.
I'm not sure what a Golden Gopher is, but they beat him.
I was sitting there pulling for that Golden Gopher the whole game.
He's not very happy with his look.
I have my hearing aid in, so I'm able to hear across the room. What was that? I mean, I got to turn my ear.
We talked about that white team from that slow conference up north getting beat.
I tell you what, I mean, since you put that out there, I want to give a quick shout out to Shannon Brooks from Pickens County. Graduated down there, got a scholarship up to Minnesota, 55 yards as a senior, and also a great lead block. So the quarterback threw that one touchdown for Minnesota. So give him a shout out. Hey, I tell you what, Minnesota, 8-0 or 9-0 now?
Yeah.
So
Hey, Brian, we're not going to wait on that Ohio State game to see Penn State have a loss. They will have two after that game.
I'm getting out of this right now. We got a lot of young guys here. We can get on with some other stuff. I'm gonna get out right now.
Okay, all right. We'll take a break. We'll be back, and I think we'll have James Phillips and his seniors come in and talk to Scott and me, and then we'll have Darren McClure, Hayesville High School's head coach, first-year head coach, and we'll have him in and talk to him. I can't believe he didn't bring Darryl. But anyway, we'll probably talk about Darryl a little bit while he's over here. All right, we'll be back right after this.
Takes down Carolina, and the Bourbon Paladins have defeated
The underdog. The long shot. The nobody from nowhere, never gonna happen in your dreams, kid. 100 to 1 shot. We know something about that. That putting your feet on that path to greatness and grinding it out day after day is a long, long road that can lead you to the promised land. And that's why we believe. We're with you every step of the way.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Welcome back, and we're here with the head coach of the Andrews Wildcats, James Phillips. And James, I'm gonna let you introduce the crew you got with you. You don't have to introduce Scott, though. Okay, we know.
Oh yeah. Directly to my left's Landon White, number 2, number 78 Brawley Stillwell, and number 61 Mackay Baxter.
I'm just guessing these two guys over here are linemen.
Quarterback. No, I'm just kidding. He
That's
really
a big
liked
quarterback.
He thinks he's a quarterback.
Has he got speed too? I mean,
No.
okay.
No.
I mean, he's
Unless he's in a
big.
car.
Okay, all right.
Scott Fletcher in the middle.
I'm in the middle, yeah. All right, so we're here with Coach Phillips and some guys from Andrews, and as you heard, he introduced them. First question going to be for Coach Phillips. Playoff time.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts? What do you think?
Glad to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. When you think about when you took over, where the program was when you took it over, and to where it is now, I know it's been a process, and I know you had that process laid out in your mind. Mm-hmm. Where do you think you stand in that process right now, with where your kids are at now?
Well, I thought coming into year 4, maybe I was a little behind, but I try to be methodical and stick to the plan and the process, and these guys have made it easy, and I feel like this season they've made a lot of strides, towards to where now I don't feel like we're behind. I feel like getting to the playoffs and advancing to the playoffs was definitely part of year 4, and that's right where we're at.
Absolutely.
So, time will tell.
I think we talked earlier tonight. I know that I thought when I looked at the schedule, I thought, well, we're going to have probably more wins. Mm-hmm. But as I said earlier, we've lost a lot of games close. Mm-hmm. The Hayesville game was a real close game.
Yeah.
And as I said before, I think sometimes when you're building a program, sometimes you have to lose those games to learn from that and build on that. And I think we're definitely going in the right direction here. Yeah. It seems to be getting better every week. I think that if you played this Andrews team in week 3, you're going to see a different group in week 10. Mm-hmm. They just keep improving every day, and a lot of that is due to some of these three gentlemen here beside me.
It's due to a lot to these 3.
I remember when Landon was a freshman, he came up and made some contributions on the varsity team when he first came up, but
about 150 pounds.
Yeah, and I was fixing to say, to look at Landon then versus looking at Landon now, there's a total. It's like night and day.
Yeah.
So 1,000-yard rushing right here. Got a junior in the backfield, but he's probably going to go over 1,000. Mackay, he's made great strides this year versus last year.
Oh, yeah.
Brawley's been a solid lineman. I think everything's clicking right along how it should be. Let me ask you, Mackay, how does it feel to be in the playoffs for one? A lot of people, if you live in Murphy, you take the playoffs for granted. We don't do that in Andrews. We're really excited to be there. I think I'm excited about.
Now listen, just because we're not talking about Murphy this week, you don't have to get mean with me.
I'm not getting mean with you. I'm just saying that they expect that, and we do too. But we're there. We've made that. What do you? How excited are you about getting an opportunity to play in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, the last time we was in the playoffs was my freshman year against Mountain Island Charter.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean, each year it's.
Was that the year of Apari?
Pre-Washington, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But, to be able to be a senior and to make it to the playoffs with my brothers, it's an incredible feeling.
Yeah.
And to know that we can advance in the playoffs, I mean, it's even better feeling.
Right. Raleigh, what about you? You excited?
I really didn't. I didn't play freshman year, so really didn't got to feel the playoffs. But now we're in it. I'm excited.
Believe me, son, it was just a flash. It was the same way at Murphy too. I mean, that's the fastest young man I've ever seen in my life. That quarterback for that team that year, they were unreal.
Landon,
yeah.
Excited about tomorrow night?
Yeah, same with Mackay freshman year. They had some real athletes in Mountain Island Charter, and our speed was untouchable. But it's our senior year, and we got something to prove this year, and we just got to keep it rolling.
Absolutely.
Landon, you came up as a freshman, and I'm sure you got some instruction from some of your older teammates when you come up as a freshman. Y'all be in the senior group this year with these young guys coming up from the freshman team after the JV season was over. Are y'all giving them a little bit of instruction too, and a little advice? And if so, what kind of advice are you giving to them?
We're just telling them to keep working every day, and every day it seems like we're getting better and getting closer as a group. and we just keep working.
Takes a while for everybody to mesh back together, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you got them young guys that haven't been there all year, and
yeah,
they've been there, what, about a couple of weeks now? And
yeah.
so it's starting to mesh together a little bit better probably
Yeah.
by now.
And some of them are making some contributions. Some of them are pretty good contributions. So,
Yeah, there's some playing.
so what do you think? How you gonna go? How you gonna face this tomorrow night? You know, it could be your last game. Could have another game. What are your hopes and dreams? What are you hoping for?
Hoping to win. I mean,
Absolutely.
all three of us, I think we're just going to be wide open.
Yeah.
Well, I've watched both teams play, and I think you're going to handle business with Cherokee at home. I really do. I think you guys will. Watching Cherokee over at Cherokee, and watching y'all at Andrews, I was impressed with y'all. You had a good game, and your quarterback had a good game that night too. So I think you guys are going to take care of business here. Any plans after high school yet, guys?
I'm planning to graduate with my associate's degree.
Well, congratulations. That's a big achievement right there.
And I'm planning to go to school, hopefully to play football.
Got any place picked out yet, or?
I think I'm going to tour Lenoir-Rhyne and Mars Hill, so that'll be on the upcoming.
What do you want to major in?
I want to be an engineer.
Oh man.
Yeah. So.
That'd be a good profession.
Yeah.
Good paying job.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Just want to graduate and go to college, be a diesel mechanic.
Okay, are you going to the Charlotte Mechanic School out there, or the one in Nashville?
I ain't figured it out.
Haven't figured it out yet.
He's going to make the big money.
You know, you say that as a joke.
No, I don't say that as a joke.
But I'm telling you right now, the trades people of the next few years,
he's going to make the money.
a lot of, and I know our parents said this about us too. A lot of this generation does not want to do manual labor, and the ones that will do manual labor and have a trade are going to be able to name their own price.
Yeah,
pretty much. How about you, man? Where you planning on going?
I'm not exactly sure where I'm going yet, but I plan to go to a 4-year college and study physical therapy.
Okay, medical field. That's another good field to get into.
Yes,
Good paying job. Good.
And what's your favorite memory of the year? Football. What's your favorite? What's your favorite play?
Favorite play?
Yeah.
I remember Makai after he got his 4th sack against Rosman. That's the most hopped up I've ever seen Makai. He's screaming and hollering. I was a real getter on senior night too.
Yeah.
That's something to get excited about, wasn't it, Makai? Yeah. Get your 4th sack. You need to celebrate that.
Yes, sir.
You didn't get a penalty for it, did you?
No.
A lot of them refs don't appreciate that celebration anymore.
Sometimes when you have like senior night, did you soak that in? Did you really take a moment to think about that? I know when it was my senior night, all I wanted was my parents to get off the court so we could play. I just walk out there with them like, Mom, I'll see you. It's game time. But were you able to soak that in that week and realize what that was and what the good time of that? And you got a lifetime to think about it. But did you take time to soak that in as for what it really was?
To be honest, I'll probably remember just about every play of that game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something special. I was asking Coach the day before our senior night, how did he feel when he was a senior on senior night? And, I mean, the things he had to say about it. And he didn't have nobody to tell him when, first practice starts, you only got the season left, or when games, how many home games you have left, your senior night, last time you get to play with your brothers. I mean, I'll miss this.
Yeah.
That it sort of hits home on that senior night, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
That's the last regular season home game normally, and it just sort of all comes and just drops on top of you that night.
Yes, sir.
I didn't have what you guys felt, but I had a statistician I walked out there on the field with his last night, and it's my youngest son. So it kind of hit me too that I'm not going to have any kids involved in this program anymore. So it gets to you. It does. It is as a parent, and I'm sure it's even worse as a player after talking to a lot of the players.
Well, it's being 55. I know it's hard to believe, but I'm 55. But to being 55 and looking back on this, I can tell you guys this: that you have what is it? 48 minutes to play in a lifetime to think about it. And so, as long as you go out there and leave it all out on the field, and you can't take a play off. A football game is won on 1 or 2 plays. The problem is nobody can tell you which one or two plays that is. So you got to go hard every time. But I'm excited for y'all. I enjoy being the voice of the Wildcats, and here's why: it keeps me in the game. I got a little competitive spirit about me. You may have heard that when I called the referees morons last year over the loudspeaker. I get a little excited up there sometimes.
They didn't cut you off for that?
Yeah, they did. He did.
He threatened me with a 15-yard penalty.
So you
well,
know,
it's Wayne County. They actually cut the announcer off or something.
I didn't get. I had no sense to calm down, but it's just it's great being around you guys and watching you grow, especially watching you grow from 4 years ago to where you are now and in the playoffs. And it's just been an honor to be, the voice of the Wildcats and to call y'all's games. I've really enjoyed it. And I appreciate you letting me be a part of that because it's like I said, it keeps me in the game.
Hey guys, but just think about this: since you got that playoff game, you got one more game at home.
That's right.
If you keep winning, you may have another one at home.
Hey guys, before we go to break, I know you got another game to play, maybe more than that. You might not want to get in trouble now, but anybody got anything to tell us on Coach over here? Anything we don't know here? And come on, man.
I've got a question. Okay, guys.
I would love to hear a good one on Coach now.
And I'm gonna start over here. Maddest you've seen him at halftime.
It's going to have to throw back. That's hard. I've seen Coach mad a lot at halftime.
Mad a lot at halftime.
Yeah.
I know that. I think I know the answer to that one. When we played Mitchell, we practiced them at halftime.
Yeah, I wasn't up for that one. I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah,
When I hear about this story, now, what was the idea of practicing them at halftime?
it worked.
Yeah,
Played a great second half.
Just didn't feel like we were executing very well, so
Kind of
we practiced.
brushed up on the fundamentals there at
Brushed
halftime.
up on the fundamentals, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the baddest he's been at you?
Oh gosh.
I ain't never been mad at you.
Sophomore year.
Oh, man.
What game was it?
I think it was Murphy game.
Maybe, yeah. I don't have memories of these things. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to keep short memories, but I lose my temper too,
Yeah.
Coach. I know what you mean.
Yeah. I know I've never been mad at Mackay, so.
But God, did he ever get mad at you, brother?
No, I
You
love
sure?
my coach.
That's the smartest guy in the room, man.
What do you say,
He
Scott?
said no, he loves his coach.
Love you too, Mackay.
Y'all don't want to do extra burpees at practice next week, do you?
No.
Coach, you played this Cherokee team once before. Just tell us, looking for the same thing out of them, anything different, or
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to beat anybody twice. I mean, it's hard to, sometimes it's hard to beat people one time,
Yeah.
in the Smokie Mountain Conference and having to turn around and play them again, and.
that's not a good situation for either one of y'all, really.
No, and they're coming in as a lower seed, and with nothing to lose really, and you hope that they do the things that you've seen on film, and they don't throw wrinkles. But this group's been pretty good about adjusting, to things on the fly, and we were just talking today at practice how smart.
About the only remnants they've got coming back off of that good team from a couple of years ago is the quarterback. I think it's about the only remnants they've got left of that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, and I tell
he's still pretty good.
Yeah, he can throw the ball well, and I usually tell the boys, and I believe this. I'm more concerned about our execution and how we play and our intensity than I am Cherokee.
Okay.
These boys are getting better. Especially the past 2 or 3 weeks. Just the strides they've made has been.
It's after you got mad at them, Coach.
I don't know about that, but, well, I mean, they just. I don't know. I mean, if there'd been a movie camera on these guys, the past month or so, just how much they've grown as players and as young men, and these three, they don't want to see it end.
Good practice this week.
Not a great practice yesterday because we didn't get to practice Tuesday.
Yeah.
The county shut practice down Tuesday with the weather, so I was on the verge of like a mental institution.
Was he mad Tuesday, guys?
I didn't
see
see him
him.
Tuesday.
Now, yesterday we practiced till it's dark, so
Yeah.
From after school, the time school got out, they got dark. That's
yeah.
a pretty good practice there, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah. But we had they responded. These guys responded and to the challenge that we had to have a lot better practice today, and we were almost perfect today. So that's a testament to these guys. So made me feel a little better about tomorrow.
Any injuries this week?
No.
So you're
Knock on
healthy?
wood, yeah. Thank
Healthy
God.
going into the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm blessed with health right now. So
Well, good luck to you against Cherokee next week.
I appreciate it.
We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back with head coach of the Hayesville Yellow Jackets and his players, Mr. Chad McClure, and I got it right that time, okay? See, my problem with this is I know the whole McClure family, and Darren stays up in the press box most of the time, so that's who I get more interaction with. So every now and then I get Chad's name and Darren's name mixed up. It's not a good. At least I hadn't called you Jason, okay? Okay, all right. We'll be back right after this.
Wofford takes down Carolina, and the Bourbon Paladins have defeated the defending
The underdog. The long shot. The nobody from nowhere, never gonna happen in your dreams, kid. 100 to 1 shot. We know something about that. That putting your feet on that path to greatness and grinding it out day after day is a long, long road that can lead you to the promised land. And that's why we believe. We're with you every step of the way.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
We're back on the Western North Carolina Sports Report, Smokie Mountain Conference Report. With us is Chad McClure, head coach of the Hayesville Yellow Jackets. First of all, Chad, I want to congratulate you on a great season.
Appreciate it.
And I want to congratulate you on turning the program around. You went from how many conference games did Hayesville win last year? And I know y'all were hit by the injury bug and all that. I mean, I'm not throwing Kenneth under the bus. I mean, I know you were hit with the injury bug and everything,
It was a tough season. We didn't win a conference game last year.
and you finished 4th in the conference this year.
Yes.
Had a chance to finish 3rd, but a tough swing.
We did.
County team came in there last Friday night.
Right.
And they were probably hurting from a couple of losses they had in the last 3 weeks. I understand they had to put things sort of meld them back together after those two things. But anyway, that's here to there. You got Albemarle coming to town this week. Albemarle is a team that people in this part of the country are very familiar with. I think Swain County's been over there, lost a couple of games to them. Murphy's been over there, lost a couple of games to them. We beat them a couple of times. They sort of went way downhill at one time, and in fact, I think at one time they were talking about closing the school.
Right.
And they lost a couple of, I think, major manufacturing plants in that town, and that hurt the economy, hurt the people had to move out and find jobs, and it hurt the school. But they've started on their way back. And over there in Stanley County, you see the sort of a migration of players. You've got a couple years ago they had North Stanley that was real strong, which is in that county, and a lot of those kids' names were familiar from Albemarle 2 or 3 years before. So the players migrated up there. Now they seem to be migrating back toward Albemarle, but that all quite got there yet. But you said you looked at them. Tell us what you've seen so far out of this team you're going to face right now.
They're 4-7. Record's kind of misleading because they play some 2A and 3A teams in their area. They very athletic quarterbacks, good player, has a lot of yards, passing and rushing. So he's, they're in the shotgun a lot, and so he's dangerous. We got to contain him. They got a good running back, and one good receiver they throw to quite a bit. So
are they more of a passing team or?
No, they're more run.
Probably out of the spread.
Yes.
We'll try to spread you out and find a hole.
That's it.
Okay. Well, you got a couple of guys here today, and I give you a hard time about the family.
Right.
Because that's a historic name up there in Clay County.
Right.
You got your dad that won all those state championships in basketball, coached football up there. You got 3 brothers, and I know all of them. And I keep calling you there, and you keep having to tell me not to do it. And I'm sorry, man. I apologize. But another name that's sort of royalty up there, Mr. Leake here. His dad's been known to be a good Hayesville football player, good coach up there for a long time.
Coached me.
Superintendent, if I'm not mistaken, at one time too, right? So introduce these guys. I know you know this guy over here.
Yeah, I've got with me junior Blake McClure. He's our running back, and this is a senior offensive and defensive lineman, Adam Leake. But he's actually playing a little linebacker for us now. So.
Now Blake's yours, isn't he?
Blake is my son, yes.
Okay, all right. Blake, does Dad get harder on you than he does everybody else?
Not as much as you think. When he coached me my last JV year, he was pretty hard on me, but he's gotten a little more lenient.
You don't feel the raft after you go home. I know everybody gets it at practice, but then you got to go home with a guy. Does he leave it on the field, or does he bring it home with him and talk to you about it there too?
No, we usually just talk about the funny stuff that happens at practice. He doesn't usually bring things home.
Okay, all right. How about Grandpa? Does Grandpa ever talk to you about it?
Yeah, a lot. Mostly good stuff, though.
Mostly good stuff, though?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Blake, how about your dad? Does he give you pointers on stuff there?
Well, he's real hard on me, but I know he knows what he's talking about. So
he does know what he's talking about. I can promise you that.
I don't take it personally. But.
Okay. Guys, tell us, how does this year feel compared to last year?
We're a lot more together. Last year's team, it was real hard because we were hurt, and it was just not good chemistry between us. But this year we went to a few camps together, but we're a lot tighter group, and we're not the most talented in the conference, but we're hard workers, and we come out to play.
You're still kind of young though, right?
Yeah, I'm a senior, so I don't care.
Are you the only senior on the team, or?
No, we got a few seniors, a few senior linemen, but they're still a young team. But I don't really care about next year. I want to win this year.
Understand?
It's my last season, so.
And you're back in the playoffs for the first time since when?
I think they made it a couple of years ago.
Did you ever make it in the time you've been there since your freshman year?
Well, we went up to Allegheny my freshman year, then we went up to Mitchell my second year, and we didn't make playoffs last year. So, been a little bit of a struggle.
Allegheny's a tough trip, and Mitchell's a real tough trip.
Oh, yeah. That crowd's a tough trip.
And it's cold up there. We think we got a little cold down here, but I think it's a different kind of cold up there. It's like bone chilling cold.
The snow's blue almost.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
We went up there last year, and I think it had rained like 3 days, and then it turned down like 20 degrees outside and the wind blowing. It's still a little, well, it felt like that. It wasn't that because it was still blowing some rain. And we played in the mud hole, and I think it froze to you as you started to walk off the field. It was just getting rougher and rougher. But luckily, Mitchell's not in the little 1A this year. They got put up with a big one. So we're not going to face them down the road anytime, are you?
No.
I got a question for you. When you struggled last year, you come back this year. What does it mean for you to play for your town, for your school, when everything's going really, really good, like it's obviously going really, really good for you this year? How's that make you feel? It just kind of brings forth all the hard work that you've done. You get validated. You think that you see your hard work pays off, and you're reaping the benefits of your work here. How's that make you feel to know that you've just absolutely just turned completely, probably one of the biggest turnarounds in recent years in Smoky Mountain Conference football, and y'all are responsible for that? You have to take some sort of pride in that.
Definitely. Just knowing that you have a whole town and a community that's backing you up, and that hasn't been there as much in recent years, is a really good feeling, especially for a young team that's driven a lot off of people in the community telling us how good our season's going, and just to keep working and working, get better.
You just brought that up, and I want to mention that. I've not been to Hayesville this year to a home game. I mean, I watched all y'all came down here, but I've not been to a home game up there. But I understand the crowds has come back. And last year, the crowds wasn't there. I mean, I was shocked when we went up to Hayesville and played last year. Because when you went to Hayesville, you could just expect it didn't matter what the records were. Both sides of the stands were packed. And it wasn't that way, but I understand they started coming back this year. Got the community back interested in it.
Yeah, great support this year. And that's a testament to these kids and the work that they put in. They're fun to watch at times.
Well, Coach, you're being real humble right now, and I'm going to put a little star in your cap. Had a lot to do with you too. You had to get them there.
Well,
somebody had to get them there.
Right.
Okay.
I think a lot of times it's not just talent on the field, but it's having the mindset that I can go out here and I can win this game.
Right.
And I think that's a big part of coaching high school football. You're dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. I'd hate to make my living dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids trying to get their mind in the right place. And I think it's a lot of mindset. And with the success that you've had this year, I think maybe in the past, as I've seen some teams that weren't that good go into playoffs, they're like, well, we're going to go in here. We might win or we might get beat. I don't see that with y'all. I see y'all with an attitude like we're going to take care of business. Right. And I think that comes down from the coach, from the administration, from the staff.
Funny you should say that. And I'm going to give you a little history lesson. And I forget what year it was, but it's been years ago. Andrews finished 6th in the Smoky Mountain Conference. I think they won one game. And it may have been Cherokee when it was festival week over there and the players didn't show up.
Yeah.
They won that game. They made the playoffs. They had to go to.
It was Elkin.
No, it wasn't Elkin. It was on the coast. It was way out there on the coast. They had to go play the number 1 seed in the East on the coast, and they knocked them out.
Yeah.
They knocked them out of the playoffs down there. Then somebody from the East had to come back over here. Of course, they wasn't sleeping on Andrews when they came over that time. And,
right.
They got over pretty quick. But Andrews went on an 8-hour trip, and I'm trying to think of the name of the team over there. I can't remember. But they were the number 1 seed in the East.
Well, I think it's mindset.
And they knocked them out. Well, that's a testament to the quality of 1A football in this state, in this conference.
Well, this is the premier conference.
This is the SEC of the 1A football in North Carolina.
I'll say it's the ACC. You guys.
No, they're good, Scott. They're not bad.
I'm ACC.
It's not basketball, okay?
I mean, you guys realize y'all play in the best conference in the state as far as 1A football goes. So I think that gives you an automatic benefit. I think the other teams are a little bit. They know when they come here.
Now, what is changing the landscape of this, and I want to get your opinion on this too, is private and charter schools.
Yeah,
they're changing the landscape of 1A football, are they not?
They are.
We're not seeing a whole lot of it up in this area.
Well, you're going to. You're going to. If they're successful Friday night, they're going to play a charter school. They're going to play Thomas Jefferson. Is that not right?
Yes.
That is a charter school in Rutherford County.
Oh, they'll more than likely be one coming to Murphy as well, Winston-Salem Prep.
Yeah.
But those schools, they're at an unfair advantage to the public schools in the fact that they don't have any boundaries to stay in. They can go recruit. They can go out and, if you had a charter school open up, say, in Murphy, they could go recruit the best players in Hayesville, the best players in Andrews, the best players in Robbinsville, offer them a big scholarship to come to the school.
Winston-Salem Prep gets them from all over Forsyth County.
So, I mean, well, it doesn't just have to be one county. I mean, they go all over the place. They could go far as Asheville, and down in Georgia if they want to do that.
Yeah.
Because there is no boundaries. It's not a fair setup. Those schools need to be in a separate conference all their own, not intertwined with the public schools, in my opinion. Because I just don't think it's Georgia's probably got the best idea of, if you're going to have them in the public school playoffs, if you have numbers for 1A, you play 2A.
Yeah.
If you have numbers for 2A, you play up a grade.
Yeah.
And,
what are your
I
thoughts
think
on that, Coach?
I agree with JR. It's you've seen it in other sports where they've really won a lot of championships.
Basketball to
Right.
be, yeah.
Cross country also.
And I think,
Track-
like you say, it's
track
just
field.
now starting to rear its head in football.
I think when it rears its head in football,
Mm-hmm.
I've been driving the track team from Murphy for several years, and a couple years ago the girls.
She let you do that?
No, that's before when she.
Oh,
was,
okay.
That's before. And so years ago, Murphy's girls cross country team went down, and they finished 6th in the state, but there were 6 charter schools in front of them, and so when you start seeing that happen in football, then your athletic directors are going to say, "Whoa, something's got to change." And I think that's when you'll see something like that change.
I mean, we don't see you see a lot more of them out east of Asheville.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's population centers bigger. You got more population to pull from. But I think sooner or later, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association is going to step in and say, "Okay, guys, here's your conference, your state playoffs."
Yeah.
Have maybe around the west, around the east, they maybe have 3 games in the state playoffs and go from there.
See if you can't get that done.
Yeah.
Get Salts on the phone.
But the other problem now, we're not running into this problem either. But the problem they run into in Georgia, you talk to the Towns County, for instance. They have to play all private schools in Georgia because there's no 1A schools to play in Georgia.
Yeah.
They've all either consolidated into 2A or.
Did you guys play Towns County?
We did.
And you beat them.
Yes.
That was
I wanted to bring that up. First time you beat them in how many years?
3 years. 3 years. Yes.
And used to that was just unheard of.
Right.
Not y'all beating them, but y'all getting beat by them. It never happened. I mean, y'all would usually open the season up with a.
I don't think you can say enough about the turnaround at Hayesville.
Well, what I remember about this, used to Hayesville open Towns County every year, and your average score was 55-6 or something like that.
Right.
It didn't matter.
Right.
And
I got a question for you guys. Either one of you guys run track.
I do.
Do you throw the shot put?
Yes, sir.
Do you think you can beat his record? I saw it. I came over to get the helmet, and they gave it to me, and I walked out. And I was reading all the track records, and I saw that this man still holds the record. Don't you hold the record for the shot put or discus?
It's shot put.
Yeah. I said, man, I'm going to ask his players one day if they think they can beat the shot put record.
how about you, Mr. Lee? You touched it yet, or you want for it this year?
No, I'm not. I don't think I'll try that.
You don't think try that? You look like a big boy. You might be able to do that.
I don't know. I think it looks good up there. I don't know. I'll take it from him.
So you don't hurt his feelings, though.
No.
That's all. That's the only reason you're not trying. You don't want to hurt his feelings.
Exactly.
Right?
I can beat him.
You don't want to.
I think you might get challenged on that sometime this year.
They love their coach.
Yeah, they love it.
The coach may go, "Let's see, big boy, see if you can do this." Yeah, I guess I can see this happening. This season, there's got to be a special play or something that you remember from the year where, man, you really got you pumped up.
Yeah.
Definitely Rosman.
I think Rosman little Harley Chapman caught his first pass. I think that really pumped us up, and that just showed how together we were. Because I know last season, and I'm not knocking this team at all. I love every person from my last season's team, but we just sat there and drank water while that kid caught that pass. But we were all up, It just showed.
No, I'm talking about you, a personal play for you.
A personal play for me.
Personal play for you that you just really stands out. Get ready, Blake. Yours is coming next.
Well, I don't know if there's a personal play. I think.
Oh, come on. You had to have one play that just everything clicked like it was supposed to. Coaches giving you a fist bump coming off the field? Or
I think when we went to Chattanooga to play Lookout Valley, when I got 2 sacks in a row to go into halftime, because, they were driving the ball on us a little bit, and we had to stop them right there. I think that really pumped me up. I think I said a few words I shouldn't have, but,
does Coach give you a fist bump when you come off like that, or does he do the jumping and bump?
For some reason, they like to shove us, and they almost shove us in the ground, and I don't know why they do that, but they hurt us when they do it.
Especially our ex-NFL player coach likes to shove us to the ground.
He might look old, but he's strong as
Frank does not look old.
And what's the coach that looks old? Let's just make his
Frank Leatherwood.
Frank Leatherwood? Okay, all right. Okay.
I just want to pee him off.
I think he's watching, by the way. So.
Yeah. Hey, Frank, that's why I want to make sure everybody knew his name.
Right.
All right, Blake, how about you? Biggest play you can think of this year? That really personally satisfied you?
Probably the first offensive play of the second half against Cherokee. I wasn't on kickoff return that game, and I was talking to some of my freshman buddies right before that. He's like, bet you won't take a to the house first play. And they kicked it out of bounds, so we got on the 20. First play, we ran a play, and I didn't even get touched, and I ran a touchdown. And I came over there, and I said, I told y'all I'd do it. And it was pretty cool.
You went there and showed them, didn't you, bro?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Which one of y'all blocked the extra point against Andrews to preserve the win? You did that?
Yeah. There was a couple of us back there, but...
Did Dad buy you a steak dinner after that?
Scoundrel.
No.
Oh, come on.
You scoundrel.
He didn't take you to the Deer Lodge the next night?
No.
Man, that's tough.
He owes you a trip to the Deer Lodge for that. I'm just telling you that right
really?
now.
Actually, our quarterback coach does, because he said if we got a pick 6 against the team, he'd take us out for a steak dinner.
Make sure you want to go to the Deer Lodge, boys.
Yes,
Great old big steak. Great old big steaks. Guys, it's got to be more fun this year than it was last year.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
But I'd say there's a little bit more work that you're having to do this year, too.
Definitely.
How hard's the weight room been this year?
This has probably been my first summer where I haven't got to do a lot except do 5 a.m. workouts and go run in the evenings and stuff. So really, a lot of us did that. Our strength coach actually opened up a gym in town, and so we were really blessed to have that and the opportunity to go work out there and stuff whenever we wanted.
You pumping a lot of iron?
Well, I've always believed in the weight room, and from 7th grade on.
Your daddy believed in the weight room.
Yeah, I've always loved pumping iron, but this year especially, I've been doing a lot more cone drills and a lot more footwork, and a lot more box jumps, stuff you don't need weights for, but power. And I feel like that's really helped us is going out there doing agility drills more than anything. Now, weight room's important, and I believe you got to live in the weight room to be good in this, especially in this conference.
Well, especially in this game.
Oh yeah,
In football. In football, one coach that I really respected a lot, I was giving him a hard time one night. He looked at me and said, "Let me tell you something." He said, "I don't care how good of a coach you are." He said, "If they're bigger, stronger, and faster than you are, they're going to beat you." He said, "You can be the best coach in the world. If they're bigger, stronger, and faster, are they going to beat you?" And you can't, it's a game of inches, and when you get in there pushing against each other, it's just brute strength against brute strength. Mm-hmm. And there's some technique involved in that, yeah, but it's still the guy that weighs 300 pounds and the guy that weighs 150, the guy at 150 is going to lose 9 out of 10 times. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about academics for a minute. What do you like school? You hate school? What's the hardest class you've had at Hayesville High School?
Definitely math.
Yeah, math. Advanced functions would be mine.
Yeah.
But I love history.
Yeah.
And my quarterback coach is our history teacher. He does a very good job with it.
What are you thinking? What are you going to do after school here this year?
I'm just living day by day. I don't really know yet, but you know.
What about you? What kind of plans you making for yourself?
Hey, well, you're just what?
He's just a junior.
Junior this year.
Yeah, I still got a year to think on it, but I'm thinking about going seeing schools like UTC and maybe Western, some other schools. Hopefully, I'll be a physical therapist, or hopefully, I'll get to play football. Really,
Yeah.
that's really what I wanted to do.
Well, best of luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Best of luck to you, and good luck tomorrow night against Albemarle. We're going to do our picks in a few minutes. I don't know anybody in Albemarle,
And I don't either.
So
I'm going to use this. No, I was gonna pick you anyway.
I was going to pick you anyway, but I don't know anybody in Albemarle, so I'm definitely picking y'all. And I expect it.
Who's Swain got on Friday night?
I don't know who the Maroon Devils play.
Union.
That's
Academy.
right, Union Academy.
They will beat Union Academy.
Yeah.
Unless Union Academy's got a whole lot better. Than what
I don't
used to
think
be.
Union Academy's that good.
Yeah, they'll beat Union Academy.
So I'm wishing you
So
good
that-
luck tomorrow night, and I hope that next week you take on the. I hope it's you next week taking on the Griffins of Thomas Jefferson.
Yes, sir.
And
Appreciate that.
we won't talk about them tonight because you got to take care of business tomorrow night. But no, I know all kinds of things about the Griffins.
Guys, I just tell you, make Coach take you to a good place to eat out there, because you have to make that long trip.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let him stop at no McDonald's. You want to go to a Western Sizzling or something like that. Go get some
Golden
food.
Corral.
Golden Corral. There you go.
Jeez.
Coach, you think you get the quarterback club to chop in for that?
I hope we have that opportunity.
Okay, all right. Well, you're gonna have that opportunity. You gonna go out and beat them Bulldogs Friday night.
I think we can.
They're the Blue Dogs.
Got to represent our conference.
They're the Blue Dogs. Yeah.
The only thing they got going for them is if you go to Albemarle and play, they come out between the stands and they've got smoke that comes up and they play the Ric Flair theme song. That's what they got going for. That's all they got going for them, as far as I'm concerned. So,
Of course, they used to. If you went, I think it was North Stanton. No, not Stanton. Northmore. They had Harleys bring them on the field.
oh yeah.
Yeah, they had big Harleys bring them on the field. I mean, about 4 or 5 Harleys, and they come running out behind the hall.
This may surprise you, but they did that one time at East Henderson too. Just let you know.
They didn't win either, did they?
Oh yeah, they might have won that game.
Who was they playing? St. Mary's School for
It
Girls.
might have been Henderson. It might have been the Bearcats. Or it might have been William and Mary, and they
Scott,
just brought the Marys.
there's one thing about it.
What?
East Henderson ain't in the playoffs this week.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They only won one game.
We're going to take a little break. We'll be back right after this. Thank you for
Wofford takes down Carolina, and the Bourbon Paladins have defeated the defending
The underdog. The long shot. The nobody from nowhere, never gonna happen in your dreams, kid. 100 to 1 shot. We know something about that. That putting your feet on that path to greatness and grinding it out day after day is a long, long road that can lead you to the promised land. And that's why we believe. We're with you every step of the way.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Well, come on over here, bud. We're gonna get you on here too.
I got my mic live. I got to keep up. I got to keep up with what's going on over here.
Oh, do you got any questions for us or anything?
No, I don't have any questions. I want to know. You said you picked the Wildcats. You picked Hayesville. What else you got to pick here Friday night?
I think we're both going to pick Swain over Union Academy.
Well, I think Murphy and Robinson's going to win. I don't think Open could beat them.
No, Open can't beat them. Nor can buy. No, can't happen.
Question about that, okay?
Ask me.
And I know they started a few years back when they did the realignment with the buys. Does it hurt a team or help a team get a buy this time of year?
I'd want to play. I think the time it helps you is if you've got some injuries,
right?
And you get an extra week to heal. But as a player, I'd want to play.
But I mean, do you that's the one argument. The other argument is you lose a little edge of what you had.
I think you do too. I don't know. I would defer that question to Coach Gentry.
We should ask James and James and Chad.
We should have. I didn't think that.
But I mean, it's a legitimate question.
It is.
I mean,
is it? I think the deeper you go in the playoffs, that's when it helps you. It may not help you that first game, but if you're in the fourth round or you're playing for the state championship, I think that helps you that you didn't have to play that game. I think that's when it helps you. But I think the first week, I don't know that it helps you unless you've got some injuries.
Right.
Hey, guys, you know what I really enjoyed tonight is both of the teams you guys brought in and listening to those young men that, first of all, we just talked about Hayesville, like maybe one of the best turnarounds in the state as far as a team. And these young guys are actually going in, most of them, to the first playoff game.
Yeah.
Getting a chance. My question for both of you guys, because you keep up with it, is what teams around the state, if it's in this conference or not, but what teams around this state quickly did you not expect to be here at this time that has impressed you, that, I didn't think they would get this far or something like that has impressed you? And then what are some of the teams that you feel like really right now at this time of the season have what it takes to keep this thing rolling? Some of them around the state.
I think the team that has kind of impressed me the most this year in our area has been after the way they started was Smokie Mountain.
Yeah,
I think you lose to Robbinsville, and you have to keep in mind they had very high expectations. Lisa's cousin at the family reunion told me, she looked right at me across the table and says, I think we're going to go undefeated. We could go undefeated this year. And right off the bat, whammo, they lost to Robbinsville, and then they lost to Swain. And they could have very easily folded it up, put their tent in the car and driven off and give it up. But they didn't. And here they are. They're in the playoffs. I think they tied for first in their conference.
Yeah.
After losing their first two games, after having high expectations, and I think I think Smokie Mountain would be.
They lost to Pisgah last week.
Yes, they did.
Lost to Pisgah. That may have put Pisgah.
Well, what happened was they ended up in a three-way tie.
Okay.
So they flipped a coin for it, and so that's how. So they ended up tied a three-way tie.
Yeah. They didn't lose to Pisgah.
They flipped a coin.
One of the surprises I got this week was the resignation of a coach, and that's JT Postell at Pensacola.
Yeah, I think so.
Who is that?
JT Postell played at Andrews. He's from Andrews, and he's 2 years ago he got named the head coach at Tuscola, which is a big school in Haywood County, and he resigned this week. I've
only been there 2 years.
Only been there 2 years, but
he'd been competitive with Pisgah both years, and
Well,
that's the game. That's the game you've got to win there.
Haywood County is a pressure pack. I think if you're going to coach football in Haywood County, you're going to be under some pressure. I remember when
Listen. Let me tell you something. If you're at Haywood County or you're at Pisgah, you can go 1-9 as long as that one is either Pisgah or Tuscola.
Yeah, you need to win. You need to win that. You need to win that Pisgah Tuscola game. But I think years ago, back in the '70s, Perry Pearson was coaching at Pisgah, and he said something along. Well, there's 2,500 people in Canton, North Carolina, and 2,400 of them are football coaches. So it's a pressure-packed place to coach. And so
I'm not going to say who it was, but one coach said one time, when you die in Canton, said they put you in your letterman's jacket and bury you out there by the field in the Memorial Gardens.
Yeah.
And there is a Memorial Gardens where they have buried many of their.
You see any more shakeups as far as coaching and things at the end of the year?
Well, the coach at Asheville resigned today too, I believe.
He did.
And so there's two coaching openings in Western North Carolina at big schools, really big schools. Asheville did not make the playoffs this year. It's the first time in a long time they've not made it.
I don't know if it'll happen, but I do hear rumblings.
In North Carolina, because I'm not aware of it, in North Carolina, when can they start interviewing, and when can you name a new coach?
Anytime you want to.
Can you? Because most of these guys got contracts right for the year.
North Carolina, it's not a contract to coach. You have a contract to teach.
Right.
And you are a coach as an extracurricular activity that you
coach
get
at the pleasure of the principal.
that you get a stipend for.
Isn't that right?
So as soon as they resign, you can put that position open.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But you can't hire a coach. You got to hire a teacher. That also can coach. Am I right on this?
You should hire for their teaching ability, not coaching ability.
Oh wait a minute!
I said you have to hire.
He just said.
I said you have to hire a teacher that can also coach. Depends on where you're at.
We went to our official in the booth over here. So we hire on teaching ability.
Disclaimer, they did not play football at her school, at her high school, where she went to college.
And that's why I said when you said that, it depends on where you're at. You better hire teachers that can win football games in some places, or you ain't gonna have your job very long.
Got about 3 minutes. College football Saturday, guys. What do you
stepping out on a limb? I'm gonna go ahead and start stepping up. I'm calling it right here. You can't win 25 games in a row. Nobody does it. I'm telling you, the Demon Deacons go into Death Valley, and they surprise Clemson.
I'm looking at it right here. Folks, if you would like to follow Scott's prediction, that's Saturday at 3:30. So you're calling Wake Forest.
I got another one at 3:30.
Calling the Deacons.
What do you got at 3:30?
3:30?
Uh-huh.
The South's oldest rivalry.
Which one's that?
That's the only one.
Georgia and Georgia Tech?
No,
Auburn. The South's oldest rivalry.
Oh, okay.
Georgia Tech is clean old-fashioned hate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Auburn and Georgia.
Yeah, Auburn and Georgia kick off. So
see, Auburn can't figure out what they are, a tiger or a war eagle. It don't matter which one they are. Both of them dog food Saturday.
That's kind of like driving the El Camino. Is it a Malibu or is it a pickup truck?
Yeah.
Well, I always like every year when there's that one team that is just not in the hunt for the national championship.
Listen, I don't want to hear nothing about them chickens. Okay.
No, I tell you what, I'd like to see Minnesota run the table and go undefeated. I mean, after the win against Penn State, they're number 7.
I will say
playing
this.
Iowa.
I will say this about the Golden Gophers. Saw them play in person at the Independence Bowl back in the 80s. Best college band I've ever seen.
Best college band.
Evidently, you ain't been to the University
All right,
of Georgia.
so Ohio State has a freebie against Rutgers. That's a freebie. So we'll see. And let's see who is.
Listen, I got a question. When have they or when will they ever play anybody?
Who?
Ohio State.
They won't. It's at Penn State.
They get on Alabama about their weak schedule. Who's Ohio State played?
You got to give us that on that one.
I mean, who have they played?
I give you that. I'm very far from an Ohio State fan.
Okay, good.
Very far.
Glad to hear it.
I mean, I went in this place one time, and they had this beautiful Ohio State rocking chair, and my friend's Ohio State, so I bought it, and I strapped it to the top of the roof, and I didn't strap it well enough. It ended up all over the highway, and I just had to tell him about it.
Yeah.
There you go. Guys, we got to go. This has been great. Hey, first of all, I'm BKP with Team FYN Sports. Team FYN Sports always highlighting and promoting young athletes in a positive way, and that we really enjoyed tonight. We want to give another shout out to Coach McClure and the coach of the Wildcats and all those young men that were here tonight. They're in the playoffs, so go check them out. Give a shout out to all the Murphy players.
Well, I'm gonna try next week to see if I can talk to Coach Tipton and let the seniors come over here.
Absolutely. We'd love to. We're going to see if we can get some seniors from Murphy next week. Want to thank Circuit World over here in Murphy, and we're out. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. on FYNTV.com, but we'll see these guys next Thursday. Guys, good luck this week. We're out. We're closed. Aaron, let's go home. It's over.